Okay. Hello, 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 and welcome for those watching on the replay. Welcome. Hang out, watch the whole live, or scroll and fast forward until whenever your reading is. But hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me yet again. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. All right, I just want to make sure that, let's see. I think that's good. I think that's good. I don't know what that is. Oh, interesting. I bet you I can, I wonder. Let's see. Add option. Look at that. All right. Oops. Okay, there we go. And then, hello, 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 and welcome. I'm just kind of getting some things started. See if I can add this thing here. Hi, hi, hi. What's up, y'all? I was kind of doing some things in the bottom here. Hello, hello. How are you guys? Hi, Kayla. What's up? Let's get this party started, shall we? How's everybody tonight? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world. 1 second. Okay. Let's get everything started here. While I get settled. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know if you're new here. Let me know where you're from, what your name is. Say hi. Oh, I like it. Thank you, Mackenzie, for the little heart. I like those hearts. Those hearts are the best. Hi, Nicoletta. What's up? How is everybody feeling tonight? Kira, you're new? Who else is new out here? Who else is new for the first time in my lives? I tend to get a lot of new people. Louisiana, nice. Louisiana's in the house. I'm Angelica, and I'm from Colorado. I'm in Colorado, from Colorado. First time. Nice. What's up, Danny? How are you? Kylie, you're new. Ashley, you're coming from Washington. Nice. It's Pacific Northwest. I like it. Allison, you're in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado's dope. I love it here. We're California. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of go ahead and get started, and then as people filter in, I'll just go over the things again. Feel free to like the live and share out the live, and let the algorithm catch the vibe. I'm doing well. We got Ohio. Hello, Angel. How are you? So, as people begin to kind of just stream in here. Hi. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. I did start a poll. Let me know if you guys can see the poll. I'm not sure where it would show up for you guys, but that shows all of the paid services. So I am offering free and paid services, okay? First off, let's start at the beginning. My name is Angelica from Colorado. Hello. I am a quantum healer, I was going to say Ascended Master Healer. I'm that too, but it's like kind of one and the same. Quantum Healer, Ascended Master Healer. Also an empath, also a channel. Okay, and I do other things than just readings, but I like to come on to TikTok and offer readings and other paid services as well. You could read more about me and what I do or what I facilitate on my website if you want to know more, or even just ask in the comments. But that's me. And I am offering free and paid readings tonight, as well as other paid services. 1 second. Okay, so as for the free readings, I like to switch it up. So the free readings switch often. So if you know something, if you don't want like a general reading, which is what the free reading is tonight, feel free to come back another time because I switch it up a lot. Okay, so the free general readings, you just leave a comment with your name, and the way those work is I just allow my intuitiveness or my intuition to kind of guide me. Okay, so it's just free general. That means like no questions, no yes or no or anything like that, unless you would like a paid reading. Okay, the paid readings or the paid services are as follows. I have them in the poll. I don't know if anybody can see the poll. I tried to start a poll. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me know. But the paid services, the paid readings, more in depth. Whereas the general readings are going to be shorter, concise, more concise, typically, but not always. But the paid readings are going to be more in depth. You can ask a question. You can go into love, career, relationship, health, etc., whatever. Okay. Whereas the free readings are just general. Okay. So I also do energy work because I'm a badass energy worker and healer, as well as mediumship, multidimensional mediumship, and DNA activation. Okay. And those are just the paid services. Okay. As far as the paid services go, all the links to donate are my profile. You click the profile, scroll all the way down. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, the different ways to donate. And then you let me know in the comments that you donated. Okay. Otherwise, we get started with the free and we go with the free. All right. So, so I'm just going to tune into the collective here. Thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate y'all. You guys allow me to do what I love to do best. Just so that you know, everything here is always on the up and up. My intention is that you receive exactly what you need, whatever medicine, whatever little tip or piece of advice or whatever awareness, confirmation it is that you need. It is my intention that you receive that and it land in your body, in your spirit, wherever it needs to catalyze and inspire action, as long as it's your choice to do so. Okay? It's always in alignment. Everything I do is always in alignment with divine will. I'm always acting and operating in alignment and with regard and respect and honor to your will, your divine will, as well as always to universal law. So no harm is done ever. Okay? So I'm just going to tune into the collective. Again, thank y'all for joining me. Keep leaving your names in the comments if you would like a general reading. And I'm just tuning into setting my intentions. Okay. All right. All right. So let's get into it. I was actually seeing a name, but I don't know if there is a person by that name here. All right. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. All right. So, Nicoletta. So, Nicoletta, I'm feeling you, my dear. So when I call you, send me a emoji. Let me know that you're here, you're watching, you're engaged. And then we will get on with your reading. And that allows me to also check in to see who's left, who's not. Okay, cool. I see you, my dear. What's up? How are you? Thank you for allowing me to read for you. So I'm just going to connect to your energy. Okay. All right. Two. Oh, there it is. There it is. Did I list one? Okay, no. All right. Very interesting. So your question, or not your question, your card, Nicoletta, is wholeness. I know that's upside down. I understand. This is the card right side up. And you'll notice this is about expansion, right? This is kind of how it comes in. And the way it kind of comes through is I don't know if you feel like a deep, you can tell me if it resonates or not, but there is what's kind of coming into me, into my head is like almost like the opposite, like the opposite feeling or the other feeling that might be, you could consider opposite to wholeness, which kind of feels like brokenness. So I don't know if there's a brokenness there. Not that you are broken. Nobody's ever broken. We can create the experience of feeling broken, and because I've been there before. There's a lot, if you have a lot of trauma and just kind of meandering and wandering through life like I was at one time, just all kinds of trauma, running from my trauma, not wanting to face my shit, and it led to deep feelings of brokenness. So here is really what this feels like, is like there's a deeper, not that you are broken, because you're not, but there's a deeper call for healing, like deep healing. It's time to go on a healing journey. Okay, if you're already there and you've already started it, or you're already looking, or this is a confirmation, then then there you go. It's your confirmation that this is where you are, this is where you need to be. But there is a guiding, an invitation, an opportunity to do some very deep healing at this time. Nothing too specific comes in because these are general readings, right? But this is about the healing journey and bringing yourself from this to this. Okay. I know. I get that. I totally understand. Nicoletta says she is broken. You're really not. You're really not. I do understand. So it's not, don't take that as me judging or dismissing your experience, because I've been there and I have a lot of compassion and empathy for anybody who is in that space. That feeling is just the inner you, letting you know where there's misalignment, right? Where there is maybe trauma that needs to be released, emotional energies that need to be processed from the past, grief that needs to be processed, these different things like this, like inner awarenesses, self-development, growth, self-awareness. So I would say this is a really opportune time for you to take advantage of the inner calling to move into a healing space, and so that you can move into that deeper feeling of wholeness. Because we're never broken, we are always whole. But like when we come down here to earth, we can create all kinds of different experiences, right? And some of them are very unpleasant. And we can feel broken, and we can feel scattered and disconnected and separated because we're not, we've forgotten. There's a lot of amnesia here and a lot of forgetting who we are, who and what we actually are. So we can create great degrees of separation from those feelings. Okay. So I would say healing. It's time to heal. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I would even, like, when you're ready, the other part that's coming in here really quickly, when you're ready and you decide that you're ready to heal, a mentor or somebody's going to come in. Okay? You just got to decide that you're ready. All right. So, I hope that helps. Know that you're not broken, my love. You're not broken. You're just feeling the discordance and feeling the separation very deeply. It's time to reconnect and heal. Okay? Thank you, Sunny, for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shelby. Okay, let's get into some more general readings, right? Free general readings. Leave a comment with your name. I do also offer the paid services as well. Those are my paid services. I don't know if you guys, can anybody see the poll? I don't know if you can see the poll. I put a poll up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's working or whatever. But those are my paid services, okay? But you can receive a free general reading. I also do offer, you don't see the poll? Okay, thank you for that, Angel. Yeah, I don't know. That's so interesting. I don't know. I need to learn how the F this all works. Oh, it's at the bottom. So it's at the bottom. The poll is at the bottom. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Okay, let's get into some more free readings. Thank you, Sunny. I really appreciate you guys. Let me connect. Thank you for sharing the live, Stramner. I appreciate you. So the free readings, y'all, just so you know, just to clarify, the free readings are just general, okay? When we get into, like, if you'd like to pay for a reading, which is $25, that's when you can get into your love, your relationship, your questions, okay? I try. I butcher a lot of names, but I try. Okay? I try. Anyways, I'm glad I said it right. So, I'm actually feeling, let's see, I actually feel a couple of people at the moment. And I'm hearing, it doesn't matter either one. So Kira, I'm going to go with you. I actually feel you. Can you let me know that you're here and you're watching, you're engaged? Ooh, excuse me. And just so you know, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Just so you know, if I'm not reading for you specifically, but something resonates and I'm reading for someone else, take it. Apply it to your life. We are all conduits of spirit and messages. It's just we got to be like tuned in, right? I have people tell me that all the time. Like, oh, that resonates. I'm like, well, that is for you. Okay. All right. So who is... I got to remind myself of who I'm reading for. Kira. Okay, Kira. Oh, yeah. I forgot your name was Devin. Yeah, okay. Devin or Stramner. No, like, both is good for me. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy the lives here. Okay. You're like one of the the few men that are on my lives. Okay. So Kira, I'm just connecting to your energy, asking for the highest, most benevolent messages, insights, awareness. Ooh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. All right. So, oh, there's two of them there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Really straightforward. You got two cards here, my dear. So, in a nutshell, your belief systems, which is all about awareness, are stealing your joy. Okay? Joy. And this is about initiation. We got an initiation card. Initiations are periods of time or cycles that are encouraging us to stretch and release the old and become uncomfortable and jump out of, or at least creep out of our comfort zone and become and stretch ourselves. Okay. So that's an initiation. I was like, wait, where was I going with that? Our beliefs. Okay, hold on. It feels like when I tune into you, there's a lot, and this is actually pretty common to people that I've tuned into that I've tuned into before. The belief systems that you got going on. Okay, so I'm hearing to actually describe the line of energy. So our belief systems are like the structure, the foundation, right? And a belief system is simply a thought that you keep thinking. That's all it is. But it can create grooves in our neural pathways, right, in our brain. And we keep taking those beliefs that we may have learned that were false from childhood or from wherever else in time, that we keep taking those into this moment. So it's a thought that we keep thinking. So those belief systems become thoughts. They generate thoughts, which generate emotions and feelings, which then generate actions and behaviors, which then generate and reflect our results in our life. Okay. And so your belief systems are stealing your joy. There feels to be some things around worthiness, which a lot of people have this, most people have this around worthiness. That's the big one that comes in. But they're stealing your joy. And so I would say the action here, or the invitation here, is I would begin to examine my beliefs around what's stealing my joy. What do I believe about myself that makes me feel doubtful, makes me feel unworthy, or not of value, not of worth, that steals my self-esteem, that steals my confidence, that steals my joy. There's a lot there. There's quite a bit there. I'm not going to go into all of it, but I'm just asking for, it's really about doing some belief work. So the big invitation here is about doing some belief work, examining those beliefs, becoming aware of what you actually believe, because when we go into these worlds, into our unconscious, I know I've been there. I know a lot of other people that have done that work, or continue to do that work. They're like, shit, I didn't even realize I believed that. When you go digging, you start realizing, wow, I didn't even realize I believed that. Okay. And then start to reframe those beliefs into something more empowering, positive, uplifting, something that allows you to shift your awareness or your perception of your worth, so that you can fill your own cup and nurture yourself and have compassion for yourself, rather than allowing these old beliefs to steal your joy. Okay? But that's how it comes in. Okay? So your joy is being stolen, is the word that I hear, by your belief systems. Okay? So I got you. I hope that helps. If anybody does receive like a reading, or wants to receive a more in-depth reading, or wants to go more in depth, if I did give them a reading here, know that I do offer, I do offer those services. Okay. We can go really deep into that. Makes a lot of sense. You're welcome. I'm glad. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being receptive. Okay. So let's get into more. Oh, dang. I didn't. Let me write something down here. 1 second. All right, my dears. Okay, let's get into more readings, or free readings. Where is, let's see. I love that. Sunny. Sunny says, we are all connected. Absolutely. Equal in nature, but different in degree. Yeah. We have a different expression. Everybody has a different expression. It's variety is the spice of life. We're all a piece of the puzzle. Your cards, someone's cards caught fire when they were reading you, Devin? Really? Is that like a true story? Like for real, for real? For real, for real? That's crazy. Okay, I got you. Um, hold on. I was seeing, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Thank you for the roses. Itzel. Is it Nonea? Or you're Kelly, but thank you for the roses. Um, okay, that's who I was feeling. Lisa, are you here? Yeah, it was a true story. That's crazy. For real, she rifle shoveled, then they like they exploded onto her candles. That's interesting. To me, that says like transformation and alchemy, like hella alchemy. What's up, Sarah? It's nice to see you on here. Okay, there's Lisa. Okay, thank you for that. So I'm gonna connect to your energy, my dear. Okay, all right, there we are. There you are. Okay, so asking for Lisa. Always the highest, most benevolent messages, insights, awarenesses. For the highest alignments, remembrance, upliftment, and empowerment, clarity, confirmation. Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay. All right. You can't make this shit up. You see me shuffling, right? I can't make this up. Yours is joy. Good for you. You sent her a new deck. That's awesome. So your card, Lisa, is joy. This reads a little different. Everybody reads a little different. I don't read cards like other people do. Of course, I don't know how other people read cards. I just know how I read cards. But everybody reads a little different. Okay. This more says to me is like move towards your joy. Okay? I mean, obviously that's kind of like a duh. And I would say that for most people, move towards your joy. But the way this comes in is like joy is your barometer. Joy is your like North Star. So if it doesn't bring you joy, if you don't feel like, yeah, we're moving some stuff. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. If it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't bring you passion, if it doesn't like light you up, it's probably not for you. It's probably misaligned in some way. Okay? There are some subtleties in there that you might catch down the line, or you might be catching now. But I would say it's very, very simple message for you is if it doesn't light you up, if it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't turn you on, if you're not passionate about it, if you're not like jumping out of bed in the morning to like, do the thing, it's in some way there's a misalignment. Not necessarily a total misalignment, but some kind of misalignment. This is how it comes in. So you could be doing something that, it kind of brings you joy, but maybe if you were doing it in a different way, it would like really light you up. Does that make sense? So if it doesn't bring you total joy, it doesn't mean scrap it completely. It just means there's an element here that's out of alignment. Pure joy and like that, lighting you up, that's your barometer. So if something's not working or something's not like feeling super joyful, you can do it in a different way, or it might be completely out of alignment. Okay. So that's your joy. Okay. Most definitely. Yeah. That's your North Star. Okay. If it's not bringing you joy, it's not for you, or it's time to change how you're doing it. Okay. Oh, thank you for thank you for that. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for being open and allowing me to read for you. Okay. I love that. Okay. All right, y'all. So more free general readings, my dears. Leave a comment with your name. No apologies necessary. Oh, oh, I like it. O says you have a beautiful light about you. It just arrived, and I thank you. Definitely no apologies. I don't know what the rest of that message was, but definitely don't have to apologize. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's hold on. Kelly, are you here, dear? Kelly, I'm feeling you, my dear. Let's read for you. Okay, Kelly. All right. Let me connect to your energy. All right. There you are. Okay, let's do. Kelly. That's interesting. Oh, there it is. All right, there it is. I don't need that yet. So you got 2 cards. I'm gonna keep them. Okay, this is gonna probably go deeper than I can go here, but we're gonna do like the surface stuff, or just like whatever's coming up. Okay. So your first card, my dear, is comparison. Okay, this is about releasing comparison, comparing yourself to other people. You know, comparing your beginning to other people's, 10 years down the road, or middle, or end, or whatever. It's time to stop that shit. This is how I hear it. It's like time to stop that shit, because it's not serving you. It's like literally planting and or implanting doubt, like the seed of doubt in your mind, which is actually disabling and disallowing your expression. Okay, I know that's upside down. All right, communication, that expression, it's affecting the way you express yourself and how you show up in relationships, in groups, or what, like it just in life in general. I keep seeing, the way I see it is almost like if these cards were side by side and there was like a lace, or like a shoestring lacing up the two. That's how I see it in my head. So they're very strongly connected and tied, and there's also some cording, some cords and stuff, or attachments. Sometimes they show up as the same as for me. So the invitation here is to maybe explore, where am I comparing myself to others? Why? Where did that start? Who taught me? Did I just inherit it? Because sometimes we bring things from other lives. Sometimes we inherit them. Sometimes our parents or the family or the people that we were around when we were younger, they project them onto us. Or we're sitting in that energetic soup. Or a combination of different factors, of all of the different factors that can come from society, our culture, etc. Okay. But I would ask myself, why? Why do I compare it? Why? Where is it coming from? Who did I get it from? What were their patterns with it, so that it can help you like kind of start to see why you do it, or just asking yourself, why do you do it? Because it feels like it makes you feel pretty terrible. I know when I compare myself to people, it can make me feel really terrible. And I'm like, nope, yeah, snap out of that. Nope. I don't know what their story is. I don't know, I don't know what they've been through. I don't know if it's their beginning. I don't know if it's their middle, their end. I don't know if they're 20 years into it. That's unfair. It's unfair to do to yourself. It's an unfair type of punishment to do to yourself, is what I'm hearing. So I would invite you to explore the comparison, and how does that relate to your expression, or disallowing your expression, swallowing your words, biting your tongue, or not fully expressing yourself in the way, speaking up for yourself, or speaking up in the way that you know deep inside that is meant for you, that you're meant to do, that you're meant to express that way. So these two are very, very intimately tied together. Okay, it's time to stop. It's time to stop that shit. Absolutely no judgment, or it's time to stop the comparison. It's time to stop the comparison. That's what I meant. That was my bad. Because it's not serving you. Okay, it's unfair. It's unfair to you. Give yourself some grace and time. We're all learning here. We're all learning. All right. So I hope that helps, my dear. Yeah, exactly. You can resonate with any reading that feels right. When I used to watch readings a couple years ago on IG, I'd sit there through the whole live and just be like, yep, that resonates, that resonates, that resonates. How can I play this? How can I apply this to my life? That resonates, that resonates. I would watch the whole thing and just take everybody else's reading. So I hope that helps. Who was I reading for? Kelly. They were Kelly's cards, but if they resonate for you, take it. You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you for that, Sunny. Yeah, my paid readings and my paid services, the information are in the poll on the bottom of the screen, okay? So I am offering free and paid readings. So if you want to, let's see, we're not at the time yet. If you do want a free general, please leave a comment leave a comment with your name. I get distracted. Oh, that's beautiful, CJ. That's beautiful. Yeah. Devin, I'm actually hearing you in my head. Are you here, and are you still open for a reading? So CJ, what I do connect, and I do mediumship. I do facilitate mediumship, but those are my paid services only, okay? So if you look in the poll down below, or I can just put it up here, my mediumship is $39. Those are my paid services because it takes quite a bit of energy for me to connect in that way, okay? Okay, no worries. Okay, so if you do want a free general, let me know. Keep putting your names in the comments. In the meantime, I'm gonna scroll up and see who's here and see. Okay, I actually have a couple of you guys resonating. Hold on, let me kind of fill in. Okay, all right. CJ, I feel you. Can you let me know that you're here? Send me an emoji or say here. Let me know that you're here. Okay, all right. Or say yes, whatever. Whatever works. Okay, so I'm just going to connect to your energy, my dear. Okay, there you are. So always asking, I'll do it in my head. I always ask for the highest, most benevolent messages, insights, awarenesses, for the highest alignment, for your journey, your empowerment, your upliftment, your sovereignty, your remembrance. Almost. Let's do one more. Okay, so I'm going to split the deck because it's not coming out. All right. You can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Okay, your card is communication, my dear, and in the same position, okay, as we had in our last readings with Kelly. So the communication here. So this feels. Let me kind of fill into this. This feels like miscommunication. And the way I hear it is the internal, or no, scratch that. The external reflects the internal. So there's miscommunications going on inside, right? So if we were to take the last reading into consideration, or as an example, like comparison, if you're comparing yourself to other people and saying, you know, I should be this and I need to be that, and, you know, I'm not that, I can never be that. There's a miscommunication going on. There's like false beliefs going on. There are certain synapses and neural pathways created in a way that's creating communication, but in a way that's actually inverted. It's false. It's not true. Does that make sense? So the way it comes through is the internal, or the external reflects the internal. And the internal, the way that is set up foundationally, and all of the ways, excuse me, we're shifting some energy here, that's going to give you the feedback. So it feels very internal for me. Like, how are you speaking to yourself internally? How are you communicating to yourself? Are you judging yourself, being harsh with yourself, criticizing yourself, dismissing yourself, dismissing your value, devaluing yourself, not demoralizing. There's another D word, but I can't think of it right now. But like, it's like inner communication, and the external communication, what can cause miscommunications, because we're miscommunicating with ourselves internally, if that makes sense, because it's always a reflection, right? Inner and outer reflection. So our external world reflects our internal world. And there's a lot of internal miscommunications kind of within the context that I described it in. So there's like communicating with yourself in a way that is not uplifting. It is disempowering. I even hear victimizing, like almost victimizing yourself. And that is also causing miscommunications when speaking with others, or there's something about miscommunication. It keeps coming up into my head. It's causing miscommunication, but it's because there's like a deep internal shift that might be beneficial to happen. Really cleaning up the way you talk to yourself, uplifting yourself, and because that's a whole process. That's a whole process of self-development, self-growth, and that's a choice. Okay, so the choice is yours, but the invitation there is to shift how you're talking to yourself internally. Shift how you show up for yourself. Shift how you, like, are you meeting your needs? What are your needs? Are you meeting them, or are you dismissing them? Are you taking care of others' needs instead of your own? Like, how are you showing up for yourself? Really understand. This goes like way deeper. But this is like a starting off point, is really kind of examining how you talk to yourself, how you communicate with yourself. Because it feels like it's not the most uplifting type of communication. Okay, so I would watch how I communicate with myself, and look for books or videos. There's so much information out there on how to shift our thinking and shift our beliefs and shift the way that we see the world, we perceive the world, because this type of shift is going to really help you it's going to support you in becoming the person or the version of yourself that you are deep inside. And it's going to push you, or it's going to allow you to move towards a more intentional design. A more intentional design is what I hear. Creating a more intentional design for your life, like designing your life intentionally rather than feeling like a victim or feeling like, whatever it is. But that's what comes through for you. There's a miscommunication happening, okay? Yup, 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 yup. All right. Okay. I'm going to block this account. Those tend to be, I don't know, they can be trolls, but they tend to be bots. Okay? I would watch when someone comes on, even if it was a person, if someone's coming on another person's live and they're like trying to, take someone else's whatever, for me, that's an issue of integrity. So I would maybe watch it. I would just be discerning is all I was saying. Okay, so let's get on. Let's do last call. Let's do last call for free readings and paid services. So my paid services are going to be at the bottom in that poll, and it's going to basically show you this. Okay, so if you want to pay for a reading or one of my services, they get you to the top of the list. All of my paid services go first. Okay, otherwise, leave your name in the comments, and then I will see who I'm intuitively guided to. I started journaling a lot, so I'm feeling victim as I have not healed my inner trauma. Yeah, I get that. Keep journaling. That is a great start. That's a fucking fantastic start. So good for you. Definitely keep journaling, and move with your intuition. If you feel like oh, there's this course, I gotta take this course to help me heal my shit, or this person's coming in as a mentor. Just follow your intuition. But that's a great start. That's beautiful. Okay. And Stramner, aka Devin, thank you for kind of modding and letting people know the things. Thank you, Lady C. I appreciate that. Hi, Tara. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. Okay, so y'all, the free readings today, I like to switch it up from time to time, but the free readings today are just general only, okay? You might want to catch me on another live when I'm like, okay, it's time to like maybe, change it up and do the things. Not a problem. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I feel you, Cheyenne. Is it Cheyenne or Cheyenne? Can you let me know that you're here? I'm feeling you. Let's read you. Let me know that you're here. Oh, Shy. Gotcha. Okay. Cheyenne. Okay. I was right the first time. All right, my dears. Penny, if that's mediumship, my dear, that's paid services only. Okay. That feels like mediumship to me. I have paid services for a reason, because those energy exchanges, it's important that I receive. Okay, that's a lot of energy. And when people don't do this type of work, they don't realize, and even I didn't realize when I was like first getting into it, but now that I've been more than several years into it, I'm like, yeah, no. you have to ask what you're worth, number one, and then you have to honor your half of that energy exchange. No, absolutely no problems. I'm just letting you know. I'm saying it. You're actually helping me to clarify a point, so thank you. It's no apologies necessary. Yeah, you definitely need an energy exchange. Yeah, that's why the free general, they're small, they're short. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna read for Cheyenne. Okay. Cheyenne, I'm just gonna connect to your energy. There it goes. All right. So your card, Cheyenne, is, what's up, Taryn? How are you? What's up? Hold on one second. I gotta make sure my computer doesn't go off. Okay, your card is addiction. Okay. This is for Cheyenne, and if this resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't, don't take it. Okay. Learn to discern what's for you and what's not. So, addiction. Okay. This is about releasing addiction. Let me listen to this, because this feels like it's coming in a little bit different. Here's how it comes in. It feels like there's an addiction to, it kind of relates to the other themes we've had tonight about communication, comparison. It feels like it feels related to like communication, how you communicate to yourself. It feels very related to the last reading. And it feels like there's a slight addiction to talking down on yourself, diminishing yourself. And these can be in very subtle ways. They don't have to be in like super overt ways. This can be like very subtle ways as well. So we can, like, if we mess up or we feel like we mess up, we make a mistake. Fuck, Angelica, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're such an idiot. You're so stupid. Is that going on? That's a little bit more overt. Or we can be a little bit more subtle and nuanced with it, and feeling like maybe there's that influencer or that person we look up to that has really fucking great content or whatever, and that we're like doing like a comparison thing in our mind, and then simultaneously there's like we're putting them on a pedestal and saying, they're so awesome, like I wish I could do that. You can. Don't put yourself, it's about like not putting yourself down. We can do it in very subtle ways, very nuanced ways, and very overt ways. Okay, so this is how it's coming through for you. Is like there's a slight addiction to like dismissing yourself, dismissing your value, dismissing your worth, not fully honoring it, and that feels like typically when I get this addiction card, the other things that come up with it is how, it's an energy thing, it's a dynamic, right? But it's also creating chemicals in our brain, right? That we can become addicted to. And we're addicted to that cycle, that drama cycle of energy, of that build up and that explosion and the release of like, and that familiarity and the comfort of that addiction. This feels like it's an addiction to communicating with yourself internally in a disempowering manner. Okay, this is kind of how it comes through. It does go deeper than that. I would start examining or journaling on, how do I talk to myself? What's my inner discussion, inner dialogue? What is that inner dialogue? What am I really saying here? Do I put other people up on a pedestal? And in that, am I subtly or in more nuanced ways, am I putting myself down and saying, you can never be that? Yeah, you can. You can be your version of that. You don't want to be them. You came here to be you. You didn't come here to be anybody else. You came here to be you. Okay? You didn't come here to be your version of someone else. You came here to be your version of you. But there's a lot of programming, societal, cultural, ancestral programming around this. You gotta all be the same. No, we don't. We're meant to be, variety is the spice of life. It's the best thing there is. Because your voice, your truth, the way you express it is how you're going to help the people that you're meant to help. Is how you're going to reach the people you're meant to reach. This is something I had to learn and really decrease and stop the momentum I had in diminishing myself, diminishing my worth, my value, and move that momentum in a different way. Like you have to stop it, and then you have to like move it in a different way. But I've been here. I totally get it. So no judgments here. This is a safe space. But it feels like there's an addiction to, the way the inner dialogue, the way that the communication is coming through. It feels like it creates feelings of like hopelessness, powerlessness. It almost feels like you imprison yourself with your own words and the way that you speak to yourself. Okay. Like putting yourself in a box, putting yourself on a label, or putting a label on yourself and identifying as that. Our identity is very flexible. It's very malleable. It's very pliable. We can change our identities like that. So how are you identifying? Would be maybe another question. What are you identifying as? What is my identity? Maybe that'd be an easier one. If you haven't done that type of work, what is my identity? How do I identify? Do I identify as this? Are you identifying too closely as, a woman, a mom? I don't even know. How closely are you identifying? Sometimes we are identifying too closely as something that we're identifying, like we're over-identifying as it. It's good. It's a great thing. I don't like labels. I really don't even like coming on here and being like, I'm a quantum healer, I'm a channel, I'm an empath, because like labels can, at a certain point, like it's great for a definition and to like define ourselves and kind of get an understanding of who we are. But if we over-identify, then we disallow ourselves to change and grow and evolve past those. So I don't really even like, I don't even like labels. But it's your choice. It's your journey. And the reason why I don't like labels is because I've come to understand this. We over-identify things like twin flames, soulmates. People project their stuff onto it and they start to over-identify with these types of structures. Not to say that they're bad or wrong, nothing like that. But we can over-identify, become too identified as that thing, when in fact we're everything and nothing. Can you move beyond the labels? You can still use the labels. I use the labels. You can still use those labels, but you're beyond. You're everything and nothing. So I don't know why that's coming through, but that's how that's coming through. Okay. And I'm going to leave it there. So that addiction thing. Okay. All right. You can let me know if it resonates. If it doesn't, then don't take it. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad to be of service, my dear. I'm happy to be of service. Okay, let's see, one second. Okay, all right. There's nothing there. All right. Let's do our, let's see, let me scroll up here. Get some water here. Okay, let me scroll up. I like to scroll up and look at the, the comments. Very overt ways, never thinking I'm enough, never good enough for my son, never good enough for my husband. Wow. Yeah, it's time to shift all of that. And there's an addiction to that. So it's time to shift that. That's the invitation. You get to choose for your life. Okay. But I would strongly encourage you to shift that stuff. And if anybody here does want to go deeper into these things and do like a one-on-one session where we can start to clear these things and bring in like light codes and healing, I got your back. You can book with me. Okay. She also says, girl, that was so strong. I feel like I'm stuck or in a prison constantly. Wow. The way you said that. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it resonated quite a bit. You're so welcome. It is my pleasure and my honor. This is what I love to do. I'm as an empath, using that label, as an empath, I've always been attuned to other people. So I just kind of like, I can tune in really, really quickly. So those free readings, my dears, those free general readings, okay, you leave a comment with your name. So anything else, if you're asking a question, I love it. I love it. I love it. However, for tonight, anything beyond, the questions or whatever, those are paid readings. Take a look at that poll and look at that poll down at the bottom. See, if something resonates, then we can get into like questions and stuff. Otherwise, you can catch me on another live another day. I like to switch my shit up. And yeah. I hope I made my point. Sometimes I just kind of go off. Atlas, I like that. I like that name. Let's read for you. Are you here, my dear? For those of you who don't know, let me know when I call you. When I call your name, just let me know, like send me an emoji or something. There you go. Thank you. Okay, Atlas. See, 1 second. Okay, I just wanted to and I'm telling you, when you pay for a reading, there's so much more information that I can, that I bring in, and that is available, because because then you're like valuing, and then there's an exchange, and it's the whole thing, right? Say, hey girl, hey. Okay, all right, Atlas, so I'm going to connect to your energy. It's a very interesting name. Do you ever feel like you hold the world on your shoulders? I don't mean that in a cheeky way. I actually mean that as like, that's what's kind of coming through. It's a very interesting name. I love the name. Such a big name. Okay, we're gonna go to, oh, that's all. Okay, that's like 20,000 cards fell out. You do? Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. That's a big name. So with your name, I would say with your name, it's a really great name. I fucking love the name. That's such a badass name. And I'm partial to my own. I'm partial to my own. But Atlas, you're familiar with the story of Atlas, right? The whole world on his shoulders. That's actually an archetype. I don't know if anybody here watches Netflix. If anybody here has watched The Physical 100, at the end of that, like at the end, I think it was the last thing that they had. There was like this, what was it? I can't even remember. But they had the Atlas, Sisyphus. They had all of these events based on all of these different mythical creatures. Not creatures, but people. And when I tuned into that and I was watching, I was like, those are fucking archetypes. And as it pertains to your name, when you feel like you have the world on your shoulders, what that kind of entails is part of what maybe the main theme, whether it resonates with you, if you can say, you get to tell whether this resonates with you or not. But what I found is with that name, or that archetype, it's like you feel like you have everything on your shoulders. The theme is about not putting everything on your shoulders, learning to put some of that shit down, because not all of that shit is yours. You're literally carrying the weight of the world on your back, and guess what? Not all of that shit is yours. And that can go into a bit of arrogance, thinking like everything is mine, like, and kind of going into a bit of savior or martyrdom, like savior consciousness or savior, I can't think of the word, or kind of martyrdom, like I gotta save the world, but like people's problems and their issues, their stuff is theirs to deal with, because our problems, our issues, our trauma, that is there for us to empower. Those are the diamonds. Those are the gems. That's the fucking gold. That's where we find our power. That's where we find our sovereignty. That's where we find our self-awareness, and we understand who we are. Self-discovery. So I would invite you to put some of that shit down right now. You don't have to have everybody else's shit figured out. You have to worry about your shit, because who worries about your shit if you're not worrying about your shit? Is anybody else worrying about your shit? I would hope not, because that's a disservice. We're doing people a great disservice if we're not letting people deal with their stuff, deal with their problems. Not to say that we can't support them or offer some advice if they're asking, or offer, just lend an ear, let them vent if that's what we're open to. It's just saying that everybody else's problems and the world's problems are not yours to own. You can put that shit down. I would actually say that's your reading. Because that's what's coming through, and the cards are like, they feel blank in my hands. So that's what I would say. That's what I would offer is, learn to focus on you. Again, not that you can't lend a hand or an ear, because it feels like there's guilt and shame about doing for you. And, you know, it's kind of like that people pleaser vibe. I need to do this and I need to do this. But like at the end of the day, if you don't take care of yourself, you know, your health fails. If you run a business, your business fails. If, you know, your relationships, you know, are suffering because you have everybody else's, or your relationship with yourself suffers because you're focused and concentrated on carrying the weight of the world and everybody else's stuff around you. Okay. I also feel, usually people that come to me or that watch my lives are empaths of some type. You know, they're either physical empaths, like an empath, like really, really sensitive, whether they're a healer, an empath, an intuitive, however they identify. That's typically the type of person that comes to me, shifting some energy. And so you, as a sensitive, could be taking other people's stuff on, not even realizing you're taking their problems and putting it on your back. And it's not yours it's like, you got to give that shit back, girl. You got to give that shit back because it's not yours. Deal with your stuff. Deal with your stuff and learn to like create some boundaries and love on yourself and work with the guilt, work with the feeling of shame and guilt, with processing that of around you doing for you, because you get to be selfish too. We all get to be selfish. It's not a bad thing to be selfish. You can be both selfish and selfless. You know, you don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. And it also depends on how you define those terms. You know, everybody defines everything differently is one thing I've learned. And your definition for something can have distortions that another person's definition of selfishness doesn't. Okay. So it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to put the weight of the world and other people's problems down, because it's not yours. You're doing them a great disservice by carrying all of that shit. Send it back, give it back, and learn how to like kind of focus on you. Focus on yourself for a bit without the shame. The shame and the guilt is going to come up, so you're going to have to face that. But I guess the goal is to integrate the shame, integrate the guilt, so that in a way that you understand, I don't need to feel guilty for doing things for myself, for taking care of myself, taking care of my needs, taking care of my mental wellness, my emotional wellness, my taking care of my nervous system, setting boundaries, saying no. When we say no to something, we're also saying yes to something else. So if you're saying yes to someone and their problems, you could be saying, and you're doing that constantly, what you're actually doing at the same time is saying no to yourself. Okay? And that comes through as well. So I'm going to leave that there. I know that's a little bit longer, but I'm going to leave that there. Okay? Where's my water? You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you help others to your own detriment. Yep. You got to put other people's stuff down. You're stubborn on helping people sometimes, whether they like it or not. Yeah, and that's a boundary issue, because not everybody wants to be helped, and it's important to recognize when someone doesn't want to be helped or they're not asking for your advice, because guess what? If you're doing it, no matter what, whether they like it or not, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, and you're also not respecting their boundaries. Okay? So there's a lot there, but it's time to put all that stuff down. It gets to be your choice, but you know, the invitation is strongly there to put that stuff down. Okay. All right, let's do. Okay, wait. Someone paid. Oh, Taryn, you want to do some energy work tonight? All right, Taryn. Number one, let me know that you're here. I'm probably sure. It means the world to me. Ah ha ha! I like it. I see what you did there. I love it. I love that. I'm glad. Thank you for being open, and it's always my pleasure. It really is. It truly, truly is. All right, Taryn. Thank you for the roses, Danielle. I appreciate you, Alice. That's such a fucking great name. It really is. Okay, so we want to do some energy work tonight for Taryn, because Taryn paid. What are you looking? Are there like any other? How can I serve you? How can I be of service? So, like, are there any intentions? Are you looking to do? Or are you just open, or you have specific intentions? Oh, so Danielle, my list is for paid, paid services or readings only. That's how, that's how I know like who to go to next. Otherwise, I just kind of go intuitively where I'm guided to. Okay. How to pay. Thank you for asking. All the links to donate are in my profile. So you click the link there, just like my Linktree link. You scroll all the way down. There's Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Okay. And down on the bottom, there's my poll to show you all my services that I'm offering. Okay. So just in case, there it is on the screen. While I wait for Taryn to answer, there's my things. I would say get them in now, because I'm actually past my whatchamacallit. Oh, can you explain option B in the poll? Let me look at the poll. Oh, multidimensional. Okay, so multidimensional mediumship. Okay, that's a great question. Thank you. Multidimensional mediumship is mediumship. However, it's a little bit different. And usually this can show up a lot of different ways. So it's connecting to your higher self, other multidimensional aspects of yourself, spirit, your high benevolent spirit guides. It's connecting multidimensionally, and more in like moving up rather than like ancestrally, which is like moving back. For mediumship, multidimensional mediumship is moving up into, like, we did one for Taryn yesterday, which brought in the angelic realms, and they had some light codes and some channel messages to share with her. Usually with mediumship and multidimensional mediumship, there tends to be like energy work along with the messages. So Taryn, did you answer my question? Are you open, my dear Taryn? So Taryn, I'm speaking to you. Let me focus, because I know that sometimes I can be unfocused. Are you open, or do you have specific intentions for your energy work tonight? Open. Okay, cool. Well, we're sending you some love, Danielle. Sending you so much love and comfort. We're gonna do some energy work now for Taryn. So those of you guys who are on the live, you're open. You can actually receive like the spillover, and what's relevant for you and what's going to be for your highest good. So you can go ahead and intend to receive. Okay. So Danielle, this also applies to you. This might actually help you. Okay. So I'm just going to connect to Taryn. Thank you for the donation. I always appreciate you. And okay, so I'm just going to connect to your highest self with my higher self, and we're going to link up. And for now, my dear, my beautiful Taryn, and anybody else who wishes to receive this, just take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And I'm just going to set the intentions that this is for the highest and best good of Taryn and anybody else who receives only. No harm is done. No energy is taken that is not freely given. And we always work within the highest integrity and respect to divine will, free will, as well as universal law. So it is. Akelia maoyas. Akala maoya nayasa. Kia wasiania. Kia wasania lewa nayasikia. Kia wasanaya, kia sanawaya, ia sanata, ia sanata, ia sanata, ia lawaya sana, kia wasara titi, ia sara ta. Kia wane, ia wana ne sena do leana, ia sikia, la hasa, la kia na tu ya ne kia na. Alekia wasanatia ma oasakia sanatia lama awasanikia ma oanatia ta. Awia nati kia atikia malawehas. Go ahead and take a deep breath for me. Halena wea siha maya tete. Okay, so I want you to focus, Taryn. Just kind of rest your awareness around your heart, your heart space. Okay, just rest your awareness there, my dear. Whether your eyes are closed or open, just resting your awareness on your heart space. I'm hearing we're going to do some clearing around the heart. Kila mala wasa shania wasa kiana te kia ala seyata ta. Kuyane, kiwa inala mawasane, asane. Alewa, na. I'm hearing there's like some unprocessed grief that can now be released. So there might be tears or releasing of some kind. That can be sneezing, coughing, burping, farting, tingles, sensations. It can be it can come release in a lot of different ways. So Hakiana akana wa ayaha masanata yahwa masa sha. We're going to bring in the emerald green ray at this time, and we're going to beam that straight into the heart space from the front and from the back. Hakalamata kalamata kalam ayasana ko wasana te asana te kia ta. Aleyawa hasakiana hasanata kiawana te kiasa tawala la ta hasana kiawa senewa la sakia anewe sikiana ta awami hasikiwe hiasa ta kielawe anato wasikia kiawasana iyasana sakala wahas shiwane yana te. There's also some walls that we're helping to dissolve, which how I'm feeling it is it may bring up some awarenesses or old memories. I will encourage you to just release them, observe them. Oh, okay. Process whatever emotions that are coming up around them and let them go. Don't attach to them. Don't court to them. Just allow them to go and understand as they come up, they're coming up because you're releasing them out of your system, out of your energy field. Akia ma'ale awahas. just envisioning or feeling or just knowing that that emerald ray is beaming in from the front of the heart and the back of the heart, clearing any distortions, any walls, any grief that has been unprocessed, that is ready to release, that is ready to be released, that is ready to be released. And just allow yourself to release, let go. You don't need it. You don't have to hold on to it out of comfort or familiarity. You can let it go. Release it. As this is we're gonna leave that there, and it's gonna continue to run for the for as long as we're moving in this work, we're doing this work. We're gonna move into the root. We're actually going to do a bit of a clearing, balancing, aligning type of thing. So I'm just gonna call Usui Reiki in the consciousness of Usui Reiki and the consciousness of Holy Fire Reiki. And I'm just going to ask those consciousnesses to do whatever needs to be done. And we're going to set it on quantum and let it work quantumly. Okay? All right, so then now we're going to come into the root chakra or the root center. And I want you to just picture that bright cherry red in that center at the base of the spine where the perineum and the genitals sit, allowing the root to feel heavy, and any tension from the root, allow it to just breathe it out. So if you're clenching, if you notice that there's like tension or squeezing, just allow it to relax and ground. Releasing all the tension from the root so that you may connect more fully into your power, your groundedness, your rootedness, rooting down in your energy, as well as this physical plane. And then we're just going to, okay, Reiki's doing its thing in the background. I can feel it. So we're going to move up to the sacral. And I just want you to envision a very bright orange, whatever hue it comes in for you, but just a bright orange coming into the sacral and coming into the womb space. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We all have a womb space. And just allowing that to penetrate that sacral center and the womb space, and allowing any so clearing out any womb trauma, birth trauma that is ready to be released. Allowing that orange energy, that orange light to come in and dissolve all of, any distortions, birth trauma, womb trauma that is ready to be released. Transmuting that fully. alchemizing it into strength, into receptivity, into fluidity, into flow, into listening to your rhythm, being receptive to your rhythm. And allowing that center to align and balance with the root. And allowing the root to release any distortions of power or distortions around power, false perceptions, false beliefs around power. Around connection, family, what that may mean, any false beliefs around what that may mean, any trauma that created those false beliefs. And really allowing these two energy centers to harmonize and align. Okay, now we're going to move it up into the solar, right into the solar plexus. Right underneath the ribs and in between, right underneath those floating ribs at the bottom. And I want you to imagine a beautiful sunshine, golden, or golden and golden, both, and a sunshine yellow and a golden yellow. Both and just brightening this space up, empowering it, bringing the sun in. Bringing literally the frequency of the sun, the grand central sun, to empower your personal sun. So I want you to just kind of envision or imagine or know or feel the grand central sun, the one that we move on earth, the one that we move around, that grand central sun, the sun in the sky, bringing that sun, that frequency into your solar plexus. From the front and from the back. Empowering, uplifting. You and your responsibility, your choice. Your ability to choose freely in your will, in your divine will, in your free will. And choose and discern, releasing any distortions or false identities, allowing that sun energy to dissolve and literally burn up any false identities, false perceptions of yourself that do not serve you any longer. They can be released at this time. Allowing the grand central sun to empower, rejuvenate, restore your own internal sun. This is part of where our inner child is, our center, our joy. It's part of where joy is expressed. The inner child is expressed. Our innocence, our playfulness, our gut instincts. our identity, our personality, our individuality, releasing all distortions that no longer serve and that can be released now in this moment, releasing those and burning those up with the sun. And allowing your own personal sun to grow brighter and brighter. And allowing you to remember who the fuck you really are. What you truly are. And how you serve. Because you do serve. And as we allow those to release and dissolve, we're going to align and balance these with the sacral and the root. And as Reiki continues to move up, as we move up and do its thing, we're going to move into the heart. And we're going to bring in a beautiful emerald green, because we already have that emerald green beam moving into the front and the back of our heart. And just feeling into how the heart feels a little bit lighter now. As those walls are being dismantled, deconstructed, and allowing any heartbrokenness or grief or just feeling of brokenness, feeling of loss, feeling of rawness or vulnerability, allowing that beautiful emerald green light to fill in any holes, fill in those spaces, bringing levity and love, grace, and nurturance to those spaces. When the heart is broken, it's in the cracks where the light gets in. And we get to choose how we allow that to define us. Do we become better and grow and learn the lesson and integrate the lesson into our life? Or do we become bitter? The choice is yours. Just allowing that light to penetrate. And balancing the heart with the solar, the sacral, and the root. Aligning, balancing, harmonizing. Kia salam maha a moa ha sashi ia oa. Kina lawea. We're actually going to move into the high heart, right before the throat, or in between the throat and the heart, right in the middle, the center of your chest. Or, right where you're under your, kind of under your collarbones, right in the middle. Not in the middle of your chest where your heart is, but above the heart and below the throat. We're going to bring in a beautiful teal light to this space. This is the multidimensional heart. It's the high heart space. It's where we learn how to relearn and remember, as we activate it more and more, how to speak with compassion, how to listen with compassion, and also discern with compassion what we say, how we show up, what we're available for, what we're not, how we expressing kindness and truth, as well as assertiveness or ferocity, or however, whatever the moment is calling for, authentically, compassionately. And this is just to bring awareness, because there's people here that are receiving. This is to bring awareness and to begin to activate this space, to bring some clearing to this space. This multidimensional heart is where we can actually connect to our own multidimensionality. The multiverse, and hold many, many, many different perspectives at once. So just allowing that beautiful bright teal light to come in, clearing any distortions or blocks to unconditional, multidimensional, multi-perceptional perception. And then balancing that, aligning that with the heart, the solar, the sacral, and the root. Now we're going to move up into the throat. And I want you to imagine a beautiful, sparkly blue light, like a really like kind of tart color. That's like, it's like a medium bright ass blue. That is the official color, bright ass blue. Ale ama yarane wale hasekene emia wale hasekia ala matato uya sitititititi kiata kia mato wasa tetia satatia satekia lama uya tia tatia kiawane ile kiwane yasana kia titititititi ale kiwa ma ayawati ma ayakowana tia. And from this space, we're going to release any distortions, any non-truths, any lies, any falsities. We're going to release the distortions within the throat that cause suppression, repression of expression. And balance, when we balance it, it's going to help us to discern, when do we speak? When do we listen? Do we speak? Is what we're saying, is it appropriate for the moment? Is it needed? Is it being called for? Or is that something that the ego needs to say So we're just going to release all of those distortions that can be released now. Kiamale. Kiamalawe a ananea sekie. Lewe ana lewene ala mateteasa. And with that, we're going to balance and harmonize and align with the multi-dimensional heart, the high heart, the solar, the sacral, and the root. Okay. And as that does its thing, as Reiki does its thing in the background, that light, that beam of emerald ray is still beaming in there. The sun is still beaming into our solar plexus. That orange light is still clearing out the womb space. And our roots, if you notice, if you can feel it or see it or know it, our roots are beginning to grow further, deeper down into the earth. So I want you to just notice at this point in time, where are your roots? Are they extending all the way into the center of the earth? If so, where are they? I personally like to wrap my roots around the big gigantic crystals that are in the center of the earth. Or are your roots just beginning to move into the surface? Whatever it is, it's fine. It's just, I want you to become aware of where are your roots? How deep do they go? Okay? So with that, we're going to move into the third eye. We're going to do a bit of an activation for the third eye. For discernment. To be able to see beyond the illusions. Past our own illusions. As well as the illusions of this earth. Of this realm. To be able to see the holographic universe for what it is, the game for what it is. And we're just going to bring in a beautiful indigo light. This is like one of my favorite colors. I love this light. We're going to bring in indigo, that blue and purple, where you're not sure if it's blue, you're not sure if it's purple, but it's this bright, beautiful, extravagant color that just makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. And we're going to stream that into the pineal gland. And with that, we're actually going to stream, this is the golden ray. I'm going to stream, we're going to stream the golden ray from front and back into the pineal gland to help activate it. And we're going to bring indigo light from the top. So you have golden light coming in from the front and the back, and indigo light coming from the top. Clearing out distortions, revealing the illusions for what they are, revealing the inverted matrix for what it is. So that you may better understand that there's a difference between the natural matrix and the inverted matrix. So you may understand that the things, the systems that seem backwards and that feel not quite right, they feel disempowering, they don't serve everybody, it's because they're inverted. They're an inverted version of the divine matrix or the natural matrix. And with that, we're going to, as that does its thing, we're going to align it and balance it and harmonize it with the throat, the multidimensional heart, the heart, the solar, the sacral, the root. Extending our roots even further and further and further into the ground. Allowing Reiki to do its thing in the background, quantum, on a quantum level, doing its thing. Now we're finally going to bring in some beautiful fuchsia light into the crown. Yeah, we still got that indigo light going. We still got the beautiful blue, the teal, the emerald ray, the sun, the orange light clearing out our womb space, and the roots moving into the earth. So we're going to bring in some fuchsia light. It's somewhere between fuchsia, magenta, and light pink. So we're going to bring a fuchsia and a magenta and a light pink and a pure white light into the crown, so as to help integrate this entire alignment. Ale maha kiana ala maha sashanendia. Huasane kia ba, sane dele kia ba, wasane kia. Le kia wana kia asana da wasa kia ta. Ala kia wasana kia sana ta. Koana te kia da. So that white light is going all through all of the chakras, all of your physical body, all of your auric field, filling any holes, any tears, any rips in the auric field, any places where your energy may be leaking. This is also going to help to reveal and illuminate any blind spots. Because when we have trauma, unresolved trauma, or unresolved emotional wounds, or belief systems that are out of alignment with our divine self, our true self, they create blind spots in our consciousness. And from those blind spots, we can be manipulated emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically. So the white light is helping to illuminate where in your consciousness, where's the healing need to come in? Where does the light of awareness, where's the light of truth need to come in? So you can heal that shit and seal those spaces within your energetic field, and understand, oh, I've been being manipulated here, or this energetic dynamic I've been playing out here is like it was causing some energy leak in my field over here. And as that whole light, all of the different lights do their thing, we're going to balance and align the crown. Telama te kiasana te yasa. Koane alahamata kana awasashi. Kuma la kama akamaka natakia. Samata alakia mata. With the third eye, the pineal gland. Kia nataleo wanatia te kia la sanate kia sapata. With the throat, With the multidimensional heart, and with the heart, with the solar plexus, the sacral, and with the root, Aloea, Ako Maasakia, Hala Ama, Aku Maata, Sanata, Asat, Akoshia, Lamat, Lamaata Kenawa. And we're going to allow those to run for the next 5 minutes. And as we allow those run, it's time to seal you in the golden egg. Kaleata, kele, lanata, uma, tiata. And around that golden egg that encompasses you and your entire energy system, we're going to put around that another egg of diamond frequency, diamond light. Kele amata, nata iowaha amati alea nate. Shano yata isanata I kalamata. Kalamoya. And around that, we're going to put another egg of titanium. Halasa, the frequency of titanium. Halakiamata anatakiti amoto esenikiabata. So as these frequencies balance within your field, and they balance the things, they release the things, they activate the things, there's gonna be, it feels like, the way that I feel it, it's like it's gonna bring a lot of upliftment, enlightenment, or not enlightenment, upliftment, feeling empowered, feeling motivated. Okay, it might take a couple of days, like 1 or 2 days, or even maybe 3 days, depending on how you, the rate at which you integrate energy. So it may take a little bit. You might like, I need to integrate a little bit. I need to like rest a little bit more. And then it feels like there's like a burst of energy. This burst of energy, I would use, I would use the next couple of days, 1 or 2 days, to get clear in some intentions of where do you want your life to be? Or what do you want to create for yourself next? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have all of the details. Just what are the qualities? What are the qualities of life? I want to feel freedom. I want to feel liberated. I want to, what if it's financial freedom? Cool. But what are the qualities? I want to feel that trust within myself. I want to feel, what do you want to feel? What's the quality that you want to feel? Okay. So I'd use the next couple of days to get really clear on some intentions, write them down. And then when you receive that burst of energy, it feels like there even might be some inspiration because we've cleared quite a bit. We've cleared a lot of things. A lot of things are going to come into alignment. The energetic part is already in alignment, but it takes time for it to kind of filter. Sometimes it takes some time to filter through the different densities and layers of reality. Okay, so when you feel that burst of energy, what can you take action on? What do you feel inspired to take action on? Take action on it, because it's going to start to plant a new seed of a new trajectory, a new timeline, to help you really, really align as you choose to move further, choose to align further and further and further to that. Okay. With that, we're going to wrap up here. I'm just kind of balancing, we're already balanced. I'm just going to kind of bring all of that down. I'm going to hand it over to your higher self. Your higher self is going to facilitate the rest of this. And with that said, always lots of water, especially over the next 2 to 3 days. Increasing your water intake is going to really help, as well as if you can do a salt bath, my dear, I would do a salt bath. Okay. All right. How'd that go? Let me know how that went, Taryn. I'm still gathering myself. I'm a little floaty. Good. It was good. You can, so Danielle, did you receive any of that at all? That actually, that whole thing would have helped, would have maybe helped. But absolutely, your mental functions can recover. I had a spinal injury. I used to be a bodybuilder back in the day. I hurt myself very, very a lot doing squats. You know, I was going through a really tough time. I was just on the verge of my spiritual awakening. I just had a breakup, and you know, my back hurt, but I was like ignoring my body. I was ignoring all the signs that my body was giving me. I ended up fucking up my spine to the point where I was unable to like bend over. I had to like brace myself every time I bent over. My partner at the time had to lift me out of bed. He had to help me down. You know, I don't even have videos or pictures of myself during that time because I was so broken. And that brokenness, all of that manifested, all that physical manifestation was a result and a reflection of the internal, you know, brokenness that I felt and the disconnection that I felt. Okay, you feel good? That's good. And I'm saying all of this to say that, like, I didn't have any health insurance. I didn't know how the fuck I was going to heal it, but I knew I could heal it by myself. And you can absolutely heal yourself. Is it serving you? A lot of these drugs, I mean, I'm not a medical professional, right? A lot of these drugs, they're here as a Band-Aid. They don't actually take care of the thing that's the root issue. So always use your own discernment and your own intuition and do your own research. But a lot of, like, the only times I can only speak for myself here, but the only times the medical system was able to help me was when I broke my arm when I was like, 7 or 8, when I had shingles, and I think one other time that's escaping me right now, but I was like in my 20s. I had headaches and headaches and headaches that were kind of turning into migraines that were consistent. And they couldn't tell me what the fuck it was. They just kept throwing drugs at me. And finally those stopped working. And so a lot of these things are just a band-aid for a symptom. They're not actually meant to treat the deeper issue. So I would invite you to find, someone to work with, a healer. But this is my way, right? Again, take it with a grain of salt. Use your own intuition. But I had a partner back in the day. She was on lithium. And she weaned herself off of it. It took a minute, but she weaned herself off of it. Okay? You can do these things. Absolutely. I would, find a mentor, find a healer, or go with whoever you resonate to help you move off of these things, or to help you find healing for the root issue that's actually going on. Okay? You're off of it, but you haven't gone back to normal. Okay. That might be like you can heal it. You're sitting here telling yourself, I can't. Guess what? Whether we whether we believe we can or we can't, we're right. Okay? It's the mental thing. If your mindset is in a certain place, 'cause I've been here. Okay? If your mindset is in a certain place and it's stuck there, and that's where it's complacent, that's where it's comfortable, that's where you're like, oh, I'm stuck. It feels like there's actually a deeper thing around victimization, feeling like a victim. Okay? I mean, it gets to be your own reality. Whether we believe we can or we can't, we're right. Because your mindset is everything. It's everything. It really, really is, I promise. And if you can get into those beliefs and start shifting those beliefs and say, yes, I can. I know that I can. Maybe I can't right now, but I want to, and I want to learn how to. It's taking you, where this is taking you is to shift your mindset on a deeper level. It's to take you into deeper healing, my dear. But that's how I see it. And that's how it comes across to me. But I know that you can heal these things. You can absolutely. There's so many cases of people, curing their own cancer, or like doing all of these miraculous things, or what we might define as miracles. So much evidence there. So you absolutely can. Well, you do. You heal it to feel it, or you feel it to heal it. But if you can't feel it, just yet, that doesn't mean that you never will. Okay? I can feel the stuckness. You're very adamant about, I can't feel. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it becomes, you're recreating it. You're stuck. You know it. And that's that. And you're recreating it. Okay? It's a mental thing. It's time to shift the mind so that you can actually open up and see the different, the possibilities are there. You just have to, there's a deeper healing that wants to happen here. Very, very deep. And I keep hearing victim. Victimhood, victim stuff. So there might be some victim consciousness at work, at play, that actually needs to be healed so that you can begin to feel. When I had all this trauma and all this shit, I was sensitive, empathic, and I felt things. But I felt things definitely up here, but like below, I would say when it comes to the lower three chakras that are inside the body, I couldn't feel things. But as I cleared the trauma, I could feel. Um, oh, okay. Well, you can believe that. I'm stubborn in the way that, like, I don't believe anybody else's experience but my own ability to experience, or to change my experience. Because Danielle says, I have been told by another reader that the pill changed my whole brain permanently. And that could be, you never know, that could be their projection. That could be the way they read you. But you can also, I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn as fuck. I'm like, nope, I can change the things. Um, I'm telling you that you can, but you're not believing me. You're stuck in this thing of like, I can't. But you can. I believe you can. It might take some time. It might take, a year, 2 years, 3 years, but isn't it worth it? It's your intention for your life. Take advantage, or take your power back. Just because another reader, I tell people all the time, it gets to be your choice. You don't have to believe me. This is just what I feel. And remember, I have my own projections, my own beliefs, my own experiences. But you get to decide for yourself what you want to decide your experience to be. You can shift it, but you have to shift your mind. No, we're still human. Psychics, healers, don't put us on a pedestal. We're still human. We're still fallible. It took me 6 years to heal more than 3 decades, 35 years of trauma and running from my own shit. So if this, whatever this pill did, and it had some kind of effect on your brain, it could take that long to be open to the possibility of changing your brain chemistry, learning how to do it, bringing in the information, bringing in the different connections that can help you switch and change your experience. But that it gets to be up to you. I would be like, no, fuck that. If somebody was telling me it changed my brain chemistry forever, I'm like, fuck that. I can change it back. Someone once told me there was like an entanglement thing going on. She liked my person at the time, and because she hated me so much, she entangled us all in this thing. And she was like, I can't put it off. I can't take it off. I cursed it, or she did some kind of like energetic work and kind of like was throwing shit at me and throwing like really negative energy at me because I could feel it. But she like entangled us all out, and she was like, I can't take it off. I'm like, no, fuck that. I can take it off because I'm sovereign. I get to say what my experience is. I get to create it because I'm that fucking powerful. Okay? Yeah, Taryn has a good point there. It's taking you to a place of, is it worth it to try to get those things back, your joy, or are you just going to give up? It gets to be your choice. There's no judgment. But it does get to be your choice. If somebody was saying, I'm sorry, you're never going to walk again. If I went to get a diagnosis at the doctors and they were like, you're never going to walk again, I'm like, fuck you. Yes, I can. I could see that. I definitely understand the physical, because there are physical complications and it can change the chemistry. I definitely understand that. I'm not trying to dismiss that at all. Um, but I do know that we have power, you know, our physical bodies have a technology that has yet to be unlocked. Like we're just barely scraping the surface with like our little intuitive and empathic abilities. We're barely scratching the fucking surface here. So I do understand the physical, because even now I do have to be aware of like my spine and how it's stretch it out and do the things. So it doesn't mean that you're dismissing the physical experience, but you can change your own brain chemistry. Have you tried? I would even maybe try Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations and actively try those, for a prolonged period of time. A lot of us, we go into things and we say we're trying, but we're not actually, committed every fucking day to doing the thing. Yeah, I believe it can, but it doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what I believe. It matters what you believe. Okay? But I do wish you all the best, Danielle. I really do think really do feel it comes down to your personal beliefs, and your mindset is everything. If you're telling yourself, I can't, I'm seeing all this proof, and you're locking yourself into that reality, that's the reality that you're going to keep recreating for yourself. So I really think it all has to do with your mindset, and you have to say, no, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to heal myself no matter what. I don't care what people say. I don't care what the statistics say or what the proof is that these pills do. I don't fucking care. I'm going to change my experience because you can. Okay? Mindset is everything. It's about you got to do your belief work. You got to shift those beliefs. But that's more than I'm going to go into here, into on a live, because I'm here to do, to finish my readings off. But there are so many mindset coaches and mindset information out there of how to change the brain, how to change the brain chemistry, how to work with different frequencies of the brain, like the alpha, the delta, the different frequencies of the brain. But your mindset is everything. And until you realize that, you're going to keep recreating this. I'm actually channeling. I'm actually channeling right now, but you're not seeing it. Taryn says, I was born with a heart defect. I had surgery multiple times. I was supposed to not live till past 6. I'm 30 with 3 kids. See? There's so many diagnoses and proof and this and that, but like you get to determine. Are you going to go with what other people say? Or are you going to say, no, fuck no? I get to determine, because your reality is your creation. And you're letting other people, proof, statistics, or whatever, you're letting that determine your reality. Okay? Hi, Alicia. How are you, my dear? I believe that no matter if you go to you can shift like that. So you always have a choice to shift into a higher trajectory. This feels like when people come to me, it's an issue of healing the deeper shit, the deeper psychological shit, the deeper trauma stuff. that has to be healed in order to bring about massive transformation. Excuse me. But if you're still feeling like a victim, if you're still feeling like if you're still feeling victimized by all the things and all the people in the pill, the deeper issue here is feeling like a victim. And what you're being called to is to deal with the root of feeling like a victim. Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected. You can never truly physically heal without mental. It's all healing is self-healing, and all of the healing, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, it's all interconnected. No, it's your challenge. Part of the opportunity, your challenge, is to move past this stuff and show yourself that you can, in fact, create your own reality. Everybody has similar themes of like empowerment. It just comes in a different package. Okay. And that's where it's the mind thing. You're mind fucking yourself. The mindset. You gotta get out of this mindset that you're stuck. You can't do anything because you're recreating that. Okay. Okay, so let's do one more pass for, or no, not one more pass, but one more thing for the free general readings. Okay. If you'd like a free general, I'm just gonna go through the comments and see if there's anybody that I intuitively feel guided to. Okay. The deeper issue there is that you feel like a victim. Once you address the victimhood and the victim consciousness, things will start to shift. And maybe you don't want to feel like a victim or vulnerable, and maybe there's a layer of denial there, but it's important. Okay. And I've already been talking to you, my dear, kind of in a way that I would read someone. Okay. I get it. And that's one of the emotions you're going to have to deal with. You can see this as a major setback, or you can see it as an opportunity to move past all of that stuff, and a great opportunity to heal and shift and be even more amazing than the past version of yourself. Okay. You can even see it as like a spiritual death. Okay. But you can get her back. Do you believe you can get her back? That's the question. All right. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You're just going to have to find your own way of how to, if you can't feel it, can you know it? You know what I mean? You're going to have to find your own way to everybody has to find their own way. I can't sit here and copy the way like Tony Robbins does his shit, because he's done his shit his way. Okay. I have to figure out how do I do the things. Okay. So you just kind of have to figure out how it's going to work for you. And you have to be open to exploring how it works for you, rather than giving up and saying, I'm stuck. There's nothing I can do. Okay. It's not just about believing, you got to know, but you also have to take action. You also have to heal. Okay. I'm a firm believer in, it doesn't matter what the fucking ailment is, you can heal it. You just got to get to the root thing. Okay. I love you, and I'm sending you so much, so much, so much. We're all different because we have to be. Yeah. Yeah. We just got to be who we came to be. I hope that helps, my dear. But that is your reading. I mean, I believe anybody can shift anything. You know, it just depends on what are you choosing. Okay? We're sending you so much love. We love you. You can do it. You can do it. Call in the support that you need to heal. Okay? Let's Sarah, I'm feeling you. Let's do Sarah. Okay, so this is gonna be our last little bit. Our last little bit. If you look at the bottom, I think there's a poll. So if anybody isn't interested in paid services, those are my paid services. Otherwise, I'm offering free general readings. Okay, so just connecting to Sarah. Oh, that's a lot. That's too much. That's all the cards. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Let me look at these cards for a second. How do these go? I know they go like this, but why are they like that? Okay, so I'm just, which one is first? Okay, so your first card is uniqueness. No apologies needed. Okay, uniqueness. All right. This is how it came in, but this is about expansion. And again, we're like uniqueness. We're kind of going into this. You got to embrace you. It does feel, because it's pointing, because of how it landed and how it's pointing. It feels like, you know, like the masculine energy, or that more masculine energy, you know. I believe we all have both, but like I also don't want to get stuck in those terms. Like it's everything is everything. But like if you want to put it into these terms, like your more masculine energy feels like it's a bit more. The word I hear is controlling, and maybe doesn't want to let go enough to embrace your uniqueness. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure if that's the exact wording. But there's something in like your more masculine energy that feels like it's disallowing some of that uniqueness and like that free-flowing, you know, free-spirited, more fluid energy to flow. So maybe kind of restricting your more feminine energy. Okay. And the message there is like, you got to embrace your uniqueness. You came to be weird and different. And, you know, that's going to show up however it needs to for you. Because again, we all have a unique medicine. And if we're not being our unique selves, we don't get to give our unique medicine to the world or to those who need it, or show up in our unique way, and say the things in our unique way so that people can receive whatever they can. Or, you know, it's being of service, you know, to yourself as well as to others. Okay, so there's like a uniqueness thing. There's a thing around uniqueness, expanding and embracing your uniqueness. Okay, the other card here was Earth Connection. Okay, so, and I know it's upside down, but that's how it came out. It's about an initiation. This feels, oh, okay, all right. So the whole masculine feminine thing. There's a little bit of the masculine kind of controlling, or almost like strangle, not quite strangling, a kind of choking, in the sense that it's kind of blocking off that feminine energy. And this feels like an invitation to actually go outside more, connect more, put your feet on the earth, and really connect to the Divine Mother, or the Earth Mother. connecting to your feet, your feminine energy more, as well as to the earth, like really establishing, this feels like getting out into nature, no matter what time of year it is, even if it's cold, getting out there for 5-10 minutes and just like connecting to the earth, connecting to nature. Okay. So if you're already doing that, this is a confirmation. Yeah. Even stuck inside. This is your sign. This is your confirmation. It's time to get outside more. Okay. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, even if it's 10 minutes a day, just get out there. Make it a promise to yourself and keep the promise. Make it a point to get out there. Okay. Priority. Make it a priority. Set an alarm every day on your phone. You know, we all have phones. Set an alarm on your phone. I'm going to go outside at this time every day for 5 minutes. I'm going to sit in, I'm going to sit in nature, or I'm going to sit in my backyard. I'm going to sit on my front porch. I'm going to sit wherever I can. Make it my spot. And I'm going to go out there and just kind of chill out for 5 minutes and just be. You don't have to do anything. Don't take your phone. Or if you take your phone, just put it in your pocket. Put 5 minutes on the timer, put it in your pocket, and just be. And then when it goes off, okay, I'm done. Or if you want to sit outside longer, you can choose to do that as well. But it does feel like that's going to help you to get more in touch with that feminine, or that more like divine mother, earth connection, divine earth energy, and help you to connect to both the earth and the feminine energy. Okay, because she's very feminine. She's very feminine. Yeah, small steps, absolutely. And then from there you can increase it. Okay, it's small steps. Small hinges swing a big door. So if you did that for every day for a year, could you imagine the shifts that you could bring into your life? You could create. So yeah. Small steps, nothing big. Just do the things. Just make it make it a priority. Make a promise and keep that promise. Okay. You're so welcome, Sarah. All right. So, you know what? Let me kind of fill in here. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling complete for tonight, but tonight's Thursday. I will be back tomorrow. If anybody wants to book a more in-depth reading, a healing session with me, feel free to do so. But I will be back tomorrow night around 9 p.m. MST. And yeah, until then, love you guys. Have a beautiful night or morning or afternoon, and I'll see you back.